Least Cache is one of the 4 game mode in contested territory, but it's one of the best game mode in terms of point variety. It's easy to see lead tiers min score, and races have a certain min time due to how long a round is, and a few bosses have certain iframe that sets a min score to them. On the contrary, when you set a score in least cache, there's always a bigger chance for someone to just score something better. In the next 3 videos, I'll inform you about basic strategies and information about lead cache and potentially improve your future score in tiles. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the basics. Least cache is spending as few cache as possible to beat a tile. However, tiles vary a lot. Some strategy that can beat a certain tile may or may not beat another tile, or it may be way too overkill for the tile. So, for the ease of explanation, I will divide tiles into types. Type A, tiles that end at or before round 49. Type B, tiles that end at or before round 80. And Type C, tiles that go beyond 81. Remember, strategies that work for Type C can mostly work for lower type, but most of the time those are overkills, so you should seek for cheaper strat instead. In this video, we'll deal with Type A tiles. I'll further divide this into Low A, which are round 39 tiles, Mid A, which are end round less or equal than 45, and High A, which has end round more than 45. For each tile type, I'll go over every single plausible strategy that you can consider in the order of tile type. I will provide their win condition, perfect condition, and general tips. Disclaimer, I will go very fast around strats, so feel free to pause the video if needed. Also, there are a few absurd scores that you can score on low A tiles that I will not include. Type A tiles are 90% of the time regular tiles, which means you have monkey knowledge enabled. Therefore, utilizing monkey knowledge is heavily advised as many monkey knowledge can change your score directly. For example, Common Everybody can reduce all Tier 3 plus primary towers price, Military Conscription, which 2/3 the price of any first military monkey, and more. But in general, I'll default that you have full monkey knowledge when doing these tiles. Before going into specific strats, I have to address that heroes are the most cost-effective towers of the entire game. You spend less than 2,000 cash on them, yet they still stay relevant until late game. So always consider using a hero when possible, with the exception of maybe Ben, but he can still be useful. You can sometimes solo the tile with just one hero. I made a doc about hero solos, link in the description. Low A's, also known as 39 round tiles, are the spawning environment of absurd scores, including ones that felt like cheated. One of the most cost-effective tower is the Spike Port, which is really good for maps where it can bounce off, or can auto-light its peer to the max, like 3 mine grounds or moon landing. The 032 Triple Dart has decent attack speed and camo detection, and can be combined with a high pierce tower to cover its weakness like a base ace. Next up, we have the Glaive Ricochet. If the map is long enough, you can autopilot this and go make coffee. Cluster Bombs is also really good if you don't have relics that deal with leads. Corrosive Glue is really strong on maps with loops, where it can auto-light its DOT that doesn't care about balloon HP, although it's weak against fast balloons and get easily pierce cap, so base ice is the perfect cover-up for those issues. An 030's tax shooter is also really good for its size pierce. For military monkeys, we only have 2 but really strong options, which are Ace solos and Hilly solos. I've talked about these in the doc, so you can check them out. Druid of the Jungle is also an option if the map is long enough and you have sufficient relic for it. A 100 Sentry Engineer can work well on look-around maps like 3 Mine Grounds or Monkey Meadows. For mid-A tiles, you have to take into account round 40 Moab, round 42 Camel Rainbows, and round 43 Dense Ceramic Pack. Therefore, you have to invest more into defenses to defend up these rounds. things include cross-pathing the glade ricochet by using a sharpshooter. Grape shots is really good on maps that allow the boat to shoot on both sides. For further details, you can check out the dock. Bomber Race is a really good, cheap, and sometimes ridiculous solution. A 120 Wolf Fire can deal with everything if you have purple and camels covered. 300 Abyssal Dweller can deal with everything as long as you have the Moab taken care of. And 320 Sprockets with pinned crosspath can be really good if you have no other option. In high A tiles, you have to deal with fortified ceramics and dense ceramics rounds like 47 and 49. Therefore, you should prioritize getting towers that can effectively deal with those rounds. This includes the MOAR, Blue Dissolver, Cursive Clusters, Icicle, and Enforcer. Canonship can be really good for its AoE damage against dense rounds. While fire can still defend, but if the map is not forgiving, you can add a 010 ice or a 010 glue to help stalling ceramics. An 032 mortar is also really good due to its high burn damage against ceramics and high pierce. Max power added Saurus is also great for its pierce and versatility. In conclusion, try to aim for a sub 5k for these tiles. If you score more, there's a really high chance that you'll overspend on the tile and leave it open for locals. Right, now I'll show you 3 examples of type A least cash tiles so you have something to relate to. Right, the map is cabin, which allows the boat to shoot from both sides. So I'm gonna use a grape shot boat here. If you haven't watched my relic video, I recommend watching it before going further. But I'll still explain every lyric I take for this tile anyway. So we have the daily glue trap, which helps a lot to support the late 30s so the boat doesn't get pierced cap. Alchemist touch, because well the boat cannot pop lead. Flint tips, because it's really good. The DOT is insane early game. For every early game tiles which use star projectiles type, you should always bring flint tips. Box to improve my score directly, but to be fair I should have dropped box for a camo trap and got the camo upgrade, but it's too late. And finally, SMS. Technically this is a mid A tile, but it's to round 40 and I bring SMS to just deal with round 40 Moab, hence making this a low A tiles. Okay, let's get started. So the early game should not be any issue, like the boat just negative everything. So I'll skip until round 34 where I place the glue trap. Here you can see the boat start to struggle a bit. So the glue trap is gonna help the boat a lot for later rounds where runes are going to be a lot more denser. Yeah, as you can see, the boat easily take out rainbows, and it just struggled to zebras on the last round. Round 36 is not an issue because Grape Shot has really high pierce. Round 37 is also not an issue because it's not really dense. Normally, if you lack lead defense, you will struggle to this round, but I have enough. Round 38 is not even as dense as round 37, but its difficulty comes with the 2 ceramics at the end. Here, round 39 is normally an issue because you may regrowth farm at the end. Also, when doing contested territory, you also need to have the mindset you can leak a few tiles. You can leak a bit, don't worry, this is not chimps, you don't lose to leaking, and round 40 I just SMS. And there we go. I scored 930. I can even score like 825 if I cut box for camo trap and cut the camo upgrade. But well, at first glance, you may think that this is a cheated score. Okay, let's get to the next example. Right here we have a combo of 032 dart and the base ace, where the dart can pop camos and clean tough stuff, while the ace deal with pierce, which a dart lacks. As you can see, they work together quite well, and flint tips is also helping a lot. And finally, we have a Rosalia solo on hedge. Oh, this is a mid-A tile. Rosalia is really strong. You can even get her to solo until the 50s, which get into the type B tile. So in this tile, I brought Camo Trap, which is obvious because Rosalia cannot see camo. I brought Super Monkey Storm for hard rounds like 45, 43, etc, etc. I brought Restoration as the safety net, and of course, a hero solo is always good with hero boost. So Rosalia is weak before she reaches level 5, so you may want to pay attention to whenever she's about to leak to level 3 to catch them. Another fact about Rosalia is that if you micro a position, she doesn't attack while flying, so be careful with that. Catching leak here. Another level 3 to catch leak, but this round is too much. So Rose Spike's gonna tank it. The Monkey Knowledge Rose Spikes, you know. I know this round will leak a lot, but I'll have to save the ability for round 15, which is way harder. I need to ability on the pinks. Actually, I need to catch leaks. There we go. One red is affordable. We have restoration, so who cares? Okay, I have said it before, but you have to have this mindset when playing CT. You can afford to leak a few balloons. It doesn't matter. This is not chimps. In chimps, you lose by leaking, but in CT, health is one of the resource. And to beat the tile while being barely alive, that means you utilize one of your resource, the best, which is your HP. Right, Rosalia reached level 5, which you can see the grenade receive the AoE, and I have to micro for black balloons there. Rosalia, sometimes, if you have sharp lotion, you should bring it for Rosalia solos, as you don't have to micro for black balloons there. As you don't have to micro for black balloons with sharp lotions. But Rosalia solos is still viable without sharp lotion, if that is more annoying than usual. Right, we have level 7, which is huge, because Rosalia can now see through walls, can now be placed on tracks, and it can now have the Fly Bruise ability, which can deal with every single blue type. Right there, you can use this ability to deal with blacks if you don't want to micro, or if you fail to micro some black bloom in the back, for example. Like Orchid Leak, like right there, like just now. I have to prepare for round 34, which has Zebras. So I have to micro Rosalia weapon here. Yep, there it is. Now back to Grenade to catch Leak. And then I'll just level 7 the rest of the round. Nice. Rainbows, she'll break them into blacks, so you have to micro her on this one, which is really annoying. Or you can just level 7 it, which might be the better option, because all these blacks are really tough. Hey yo. Round 37, micro again. Level 3 and level 7 to catch Leak. And we have Zebras. We still have level 7 up there, so we didn't really care. Round 38, I should just level 7 this. There's no way I'm gonna laser Zebras to just be hit with lead. And 39, I have to micro this one, unfortunately. Back to Grenade. Micro again. And then we have level 7 up. Nice. Level 7. Back to Grenade. By the way, Rosalia can solo round 40 with just level 7. I switch to laser here to deal damage to the Moab, and then level 3 to clean it up. That's also another option. And for round 41, there's micro weapon, and then just level 7 to clean up. And I think I have to SMS this round. Actually, I have like 300 lives. What am I talking about? Let's use level 3 to catch Leak there. And level 7, please. Level 7. There we go. Is not an issue. 43. Ceramics. Looks scary. Looks really scary actually. Level 3. Nice. And round 44, I have to micro this one because of Zebras. Use level 7. Nice. I don't even need the SMS. Rosalia reached level 8, which you can. So now she can layer skip rainbows into greens and not blacks anymore, so you don't have to micro her. And there we go. Rosalia solo to round 45. Let's clean up these blacks, and we're done. Nice. GG. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.